We have already seen that God is moving people. He is shifting people from one place to another. Dr. T.B. Thomas articulated biblically, theologically, and missiologically the significance of diaspora missions. And then the next presenter, Dr. Enoch Wan, came up with several case studies. So it is working. Now, for part 3, our team came up with 4 suggestions. How do we approach this diaspora mission? So moving through people on the move, I gave you 4 approaches. Traditionally, missions is conducted by the elite, by the so-called missionaries, career missionaries. These people who went to seminary for 4 years, to some 8 years. They wait till they get 2 PhD before they move. And some of them could not even get past through the gates of wealthy Chinese in Hong Kong. Whereas some ordinary people are working as doctors and maids of the royal families in the Middle East. Very interesting how God is orchestrating missions today. So, another way of looking at this is mobilizing these ordinary people with the extraordinary good news to take the good news of Jesus to the ends of the world. So we will give you 4 approaches. I believe it's in your outline, and I will be very quick. Number 1, reaching countrymen in their respective homelands. Let me give you an example. Iranians in North America are reaching to their countrymen Iranians. I live in the most diverse, the most multi-ethnic, multi-racial city in the world, Toronto. I know of an Iranian group reaching to their own compatriots, Iranian. So that's one way of looking at it. Another example is British Punjabis visiting the Indian villages. Punjabis reaching to Indian, but maybe a different caste, a different tribe. But they are Indians. Another example, Indonesians working in Hong Kong, returning to Indonesia periodically during their vacation or holidays, reaching to their own Indonesian people. So approach number 1, reaching countrymen in their respective homelands by the diaspora people. Approach number 2, reaching local and regional people. Korean workers in Central Asia reaching their host. Did you know that there are thousands and thousands of Koreans in Central Asia? They were banished by the Chinese and also Stalin over less than 100 years ago. So today you find all kinds of Korean people in Central Asia. Brazilian Christians reaching out to Japanese in Japan. Today, my wife is in Tokyo because I was told that I cannot bring my wife here, only to find out some of you have your wives here. So I told my wife, okay, you can come with me to Cape Town, you go to Tokyo and train your friends. So she is right now training Filipinas who are married to Japanese. And one particular Japanese man is Pedro Yakamushi. Pedro. Juan Nakamura. Juan, where did he come from? He came from Brazil. So as you know, many of these South American Japanese second, third generation, many of them are Pentecostals and charismatic. And now they are returning what I call the ancestral migration. They are going back to the parents, grandparents' homeland. So this Brazilian can be used by God powerfully to reach to the grandparents, to their uncles, to the aunties. And not too long ago, I was in Tokyo, and I saw some Japanese kids and all Japanese women in the church. And I asked these ladies, who brought you to church? And they point these kids, the grandchildren who came from South America and Philippines and Indonesia. Another model is mainland Chinese Christian workers witnessing to Arabic-speaking Muslims in the Gulf. We have a missionary here of the, where's Jackie Lau? Are you here? Jackie, would you please stand? Don't be shy. I know nobody will fire at you today or send you to jail, but he is working in the Gulf region among mainland Chinese people, trying to mobilize them to reach to the mainland Chinese people and also the locals. So that's approach number 2. Approach number 3 is reaching to transient. Filipino seafarers reaching to multinational crew. Let me ask you, who do you think go for cruise? They are old, they are retired, they are the wealthy people. So they mingle with these seafarers for 10 days on board the ship. We need to mobilize these crew members, the seafarers, to plant churches on land, and on the ocean, as Dr. Wan has suggested. Australian Christian hosting international students from China. If you are following the global conversation, my friend Leighton Chen articulated how to reach to international students. And tonight's presentation for the diaspora international students will be highlighted. Another model is Malaysian Christian reaching Nepali contract workers in Malaysia. Zambian Christians reaching to Malawi Muslim diplomats in Zambia. They are all transient. And may I add, if you are following the global conversation, I posted 2 days ago that we need to mobilize the soldiers. Civilization have been shaped by war, by armies, by militaries. And I believe with all my heart that soldiers has a part in advancing the kingdom of God. All right, approach number 4, compassionate ministries. Speaking about justice, compassion, you see, diaspora missions or diaspora missiology is holistic in its approach. Sri Lankan Christian in Germany reaching out to refugees in Europe. I see some people here whom I know who are reaching to Sri Lankan refugees. And now that the war is over in Sri Lanka, you can accelerate your ministry and plant churches among the Sri Lankan refugees in Europe. Christian agencies in the USA helping asylum seekers in American cities. Diasporic congregations in Toronto, for instance, responded to Haiti. Canadian Christians responded so fast after the earthquake struck Haiti. And a lot of diasporic within this congregation in Toronto responded. And they sent all kinds of relief goods to devastated Haiti. So compassionate ministry. Let me conclude, my brothers and sisters, that never before had there been so many opportunities to reach people with the gospel of Jesus Christ. Congregations must be motivated and mobilized to participate in this new missions strategy. What diaspora missiology is proposing, if diaspora is a major issue in the 21st century, then would it not be essential to include diaspora missiology and diaspora missions into the curricula of our evangelical academic institution? It is very encouraging to know that in Europe, for instance, the Oxford Center for Mission Studies is intentionally training diaspora people. 3 weeks ago, a number of us North American mission educators and missiologists gathered in Charlotte, and we discussed how we can bring in diaspora missiology into the curriculum of our seminaries. If we are preparing missionaries who are going out there, we need to be preparing also pastors who are going to minister to these diasporic people. That's the point. For a long time, intercultural studies is in the domain of anthropology, but it is very limited. They don't talk about legal issues. They don't talk about economics. So all this must be repackaged in diaspora missiology and train our future workers for what we call the borderless world. In conclusion, is this not an opportune time for the Church of Jesus Christ to mobilize Christians to participate and partner together in diaspora missions?